Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 16 of the 200 horsepower challenge here on Comlands with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, it's early the next morning, as you can see. I did get our barley put back in this field after we had it harvested. You can see that the weeder is set up here because we are going to do some weeding here shortly. Our money has gone down, as you can see. What I did yesterday is I took 5,000 liters of barley and turned it into seed and sold that. And then with those funds, I put the crop sensors on the tractor so that we could fertilize this field, which I did this morning, and our grass field up by the shop, which also needed to be fertilized. So that took us down to just over 4,000, but I sold milk this morning, so we're back up to 8,700. So there's the saga of the money. Now I did put another 5,000 liters of barley into our production here that I'm turning into seed that we're going to keep for our own use. And I put 5,000 liters into our chicken pen for our chickens. So we have now just 4,000 liters of barley in reserve for whatever we might need it for. But we're going to start out. I thought I'd show some weeding here because we haven't done much of that. And I wanted to see how our new tractor handled it. And once we get that done, I am going to get some mowing done. We have 2 fields of grass that are ready. Shocking, I know, that we'd have grass work to do. But I'm going to get those mowed up. I'll do that off the camera. And then I'll bring you back in and we'll take a look at our new, well, new to us anyways, windrower and see how that works. And then also our pickup wagon, particularly on that hill over there across the way, because it's a bit larger. We'll see how our old Deutz handles that. So that's our plan for this episode. Now, this tractor had no issue pulling that up the hill. That's what I was curious about. Not that we couldn't use our other tractor like we did originally. There, our dog is busy watching us. Oh yeah, this is having no problem at all. So for the next little bit, it's just going to be grass work until we can afford to buy that other field. Or other plot, I should say, that we'll turn into a couple fields, as I mentioned before. A lot of just rinse and repeat here on the farm, unfortunately. Oh, we did have new bursts too of the cows. Remember those ones we put in there that were getting very close? So we are up to 30 cows now here on the farm. 10 that are down in our original barn, and then 20 up in our new one. Well, I will carry on with this and get this field weeded. And like I said, I'll get the mowing done. Well, that wasn't very smart of the dog. Well, where the heck did it go? Oh, there he is. uh, I'll get the mowing done and I'll bring you back in and we'll see how that larger windrower works out for us. So we'll see in a little bit. Oh, there we go. The mowing's done. So I got the big boy out here. Using our new to us Deutz again. Should be fine for this job. I think this was 110 or 120 horsepower requirement, so should have no issue, I wouldn't think. Now I'm really not expecting any trouble here on the two pieces we currently have mowed. If we run into an issue, it'll be on the one that isn't quite ready yet. It has the most uneven edges of all of the fields. You'll notice I didn't mow out quite as far this time. Didn't think there was any point. It's a little tricky. You have to drag that grass in because it's really not ours. It's stolen grass. And because the verges are on one growth state behind, didn't think it was worth the effort. Just to make this chore we're doing right now a little easier. Now I haven't, I moved the manure over earlier today, but I haven't moved the slurry over yet. So we have that to do and we can make a little fertilizer and sell it off. I'm using the manure, oops, sorry about that. I'm using the manure to make the seeds right now. So when the seeds are done, then whatever's left I can use to make fertilizer. Oops. I think we knocked down a road sign. That's okay. It's not the first time. The county never seems to get tired of putting them back up. Now I've got to try and drag this little piece in here. Some of the grass, oh, that worked out okay. Along the edge of the road kind of acts like a feed trough in a pasture, and excuse me, the mower just kind of seems to collect it and then it drops it all in a bunch when you clear of it. And that's why I've got that big clump of grass down there at the bottom. I usually mow up the hill so it dumps it up at the top, but I forgot to do it this time. Well, so far so good. Now I think the silage that we get off these two fields I'll just sit on until the other field is ready. The price isn't going to be that good right now. It's going to be pretty much heading to the worst time of the year. So I don't think it'll be worth enough to buy that field, so I'll need to wait for the other cutting. Between now and then, if I can make enough money, I'd like to buy a new fertilizer spreader. if we can make enough money off of milk. And gee, I forgot to check to see how our eggs are doing. Can't imagine we'd have enough to sell just yet. But the spreader I'd like to get is only about 20,000, so if we can make enough of those other processes, we'll upgrade so I don't have to keep emptying out the our fertilizer spreader when I need to switch between lime and fertilizer. This is probably a little big for the fields we're doing, but it was a means to an end. We weren't really looking to upgrade, but it seems to be working okay. And we will pick up the grass that much faster because the windrows are, again, just that much larger. I'm just starting this recording. I realized I recorded that first windrow I picked up going up the hill, and I had the microphone muted the whole time. So I just started over. So we'll get to do that again. But this is our first load coming off the field. And we pretty much filled it up just in that one windrow heading up. It did slow the tractor down, but as I had said and you missed, I still think we're further ahead because it wasn't that bad. And this loading wagon holds 50% more than our old one did. So overall, it'll still be faster. And of course, on the flat land, it won't have any issue at all. It's just as it fills up, as we're going up the hill, it starts to slow her down. And we don't have the ability to put any more horsepower. Well, I guess technically 15 more horsepower, but I don't think that's going to make all the difference in the world. I sure hope the previous recording I didn't have my microphone muted the whole time. That would be a little disappointing. But I'm pretty much par for the course, though. Now, I missed a few pieces at the bottom there, as you can see. I'll clean those up. This is probably about as steep as what we'll farm, I'm thinking. It's a pretty steep hill. Of course, I haven't explored that much of the map, so there may be worse. Pretty much the same as last time, down to 8-9 kilometers an hour coming up this hill. Although this windrow isn't quite as large as the other one, because by the time we got to the top here, we were at 23,000 liters on the bit you didn't get to see. Although not that far off. Will we hit 20? Well, yeah, pretty much. But we had that big chunk down at the bottom that was from beside the road, as I hopefully you heard in the last one. Oh goodness. That wouldn't be an episode if there wasn't some kind of shenanigans going on, now would there? There we go, full again. I had turned traffic off just when I was windrowing. I haven't turned it back on. Basically because I needed to clean up this corner. Was a huge drop of grass that was right at the end here. I needed to start out on the road. Didn't want to get hit. Really, it's no worse coming up this hill than it was with the older one. I think we went a little bit faster, but it hasn't slowed it down too much, considering how much more material we're hauling. You know what, we're just going to cut across it's our own field here. So we're about at the place where we're doing grass work as fast as we can. The only other thing we can upgrade is our mower a little bit, and like I say, it isn't much of an upgrade. We probably won't notice the difference time-wise, or barely, and that's if we can actually pull it efficiently, because that mower I'm thinking of, it requires 180 horsepower, so it may not work out that well for us in the long run, you know, on these hills. We'll have to see. So the reason I want to use it is the only time I've ever used it pretty much is on contract, so I want to give it a try. So I really don't know how it will perform. Could be we'll be wasting money. this is working it right here. This little area is pretty steep. And we're just about full. Or getting close to it anyway. Does run downhill like the dickens though. Going through quite a bit of silage additive. I think I'm going to buy I have a mod installed where you can get a fairly good sized drum of it. I think we'll be buying one of those next go around. So that's our second 50-liter one, and it's getting close to empty as well. Well, I think I'll carry on with this. I think you get the idea, and you've seen lots of it before. So I'll get all this grass picked up on both fields, and I'll bring you back in, and I'll let you know where we are at as far as grass goes. So see you in a little bit. Well, this is the last little bit going in. I'd have to say the windrower and the loading wagon were both a success. Let's see how much we got off those fields. 350,000. What's silage going for right now? I think it's up here. 350, 360. That would be close. That'd be like 120,000 or something like that, but not quite enough. So we'll need to wait for that other field to be ready. And I think it should be ready next month, if I remember correctly. Yes, sir. So I think that's where we'll end this episode. The last thing I have to do this month is to mulch, lime, and fertilize those two fields. Then we can move over to next month and we can mow that grass. And if the price hasn't fallen too much, we would have enough to buy that piece of land. And I can see we don't have quite enough eggs to sell yet. Anyways, I will leave you there and we'll catch up with you next month. So if you're still with me, really appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, encourage you to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to see when other content like this lands, hit that old notification bell. But for this episode, here on Calm Lands, Farmer Murphy signing off.